Hello everyone, I've got a second subscriber video for you. In this video, I'm going to be playing as Zagara on Void Thrashing Mission on Brutal difficulty. And my subscriber is Tarrasque. I believe that's the right way to say it. Tarrasque99. And he's a mastery level 61, so he's got me beat by 10 mastery levels, which is pretty darn cool. He's going to be playing as Swan, and we're going to give it our best shot. Playing on Void Thrashing just because I really love this co-op mission, and I know it gets a little boring because I play a lot of this mission, but the reason I play this mission is because it is pretty much the quickest mission that you can play and level up very quickly while doing so. So we're going to hop straight into things, and I'm going to be showing you guys my basic strategy I use with Zagara. Zagara is my favorite co-op commander to use while playing on this mission, though I'm trying to change up my commanders I use every now and then just because I want to get the rest of those co-op mission achievements. And the next co-op mission commander that I'm trying to get achievements for is Vorzan, and I've got to use his time stop ability to get that achievement. But anyways, in this subscriber video, I am going to be playing as Zagara, and my teammate who is playing as Swan, he's going to be using Goliath. So that's going to be his main army composition. What I'm trying to do right now with Zagara is I'm just trying to load up on a ton of drones, and then once I get those drones, I'm going to build a I think I'm going to go, I'm going to go with not an assimilator, but an extractor, because we're playing as Zerg, everyone, not Protoss. I'm getting an extractor, and then I'm going to get a spawning pool down right away. And I'm not going to have Zagara coming out anytime soon, so I'm going to need some type of units to kill the oncoming wave. And I'm going to create a couple Zerglings pretty quick here, not yet, but pretty quick here. I'm going to create a couple Zerglings, and then I'm also going to get my Baneling nest out right away. And this was the strategy I was using when I was trying to play the weekly mutation, is I would get the Baneling nest out right away, and I would just turn a ton of Zerglings into Banelings, and then I'd also have the Baneling spawn out of my Baneling nest at the same time, so I get 4 Banelings from that, and then I'd have about 9 to 12 Banelings from my Zerglings, and the first wave would just be a cakewalk, and the second wave would be pretty darn easy to take out too, because for those of you who don't know, Zagara's Banelings, once you're level 15 and have all the special upgrades, they die, but they spawn 2 smaller Banelings, which also do splash damage, so it's just really, really powerful. And then I'm also going to be getting Zagara's flyer units. So lots of good stuff is going to come out of this playthrough. It's a very quick method. Even if you're not going, even if you're going a little bit slow while playing through on this, it's just so easy when you're attacking with these Banelings. You just have to use the attack command, really. I mean, just look at that. Those zealots and stalkers are going to melt away. I'm going to want to spawn quite a few more Banelings before I actually go take out that first Void Thrasher, but my teammate, I believe, is going to drop in his units. Can't remember what they're called. Darn it anyway, but he's going to drop in his special for Swan, and he's going to go take out that first Void Thrasher. And I'm going to actually start getting the upgrades from my spawning pool for my Zerglings as well, because I'm not going to always have all Banelings. You have to spawn Zerglings first, and there's a really good upgrade that you can get for your Zerglings once you have high tech, and I've talked about this upgrade in some of my other videos, but this upgrade actually allows you to completely take the armor away from enemy units, and that ability is just completely awesome. So now I'm moving out with Zagara, and I'm going to be using her Hydralisk special ability. And like I said before, my teammate Tarrasque, he spawned down his he dropped in those big mechanical units, and now he's taking out that Void Thrasher. And Zagara can pretty much solo that first Void Thrasher all by herself. You don't really have to worry about it at all.
Evolution completed. The enemy has sent an attack against us.
Okay, so that ability I was thinking of for those Zerglings is called Shredding Claws, and Zerglings attacks reduce the target's armor to 0 for 10 seconds. So, you know, even though those Banelings are really tough, and not tough, I mean, they're pretty weak, but even though their attack is so strong, that Zergling ability, and I've mentioned this before, that Zergling ability is huge. No armor for a target for 10 seconds. You can just, I mean, you add the Zergling's that ability, Shredding Claws, you take away the armor of all the units in front of you, and then you bring in those Banelings, you're going to completely melt away the enemy's army. Nothing. They're not going to have anything left. And that was a complete mistake right there. You shouldn't let Zagara die, especially if you're not playing on a mutation. That was a really silly mistake. And yeah, just try your best to keep Zagara alive if you can. I mean, you can use your perks that you unlock from upgrading mastery levels to have the cooldown reduced for Zagara spawning. But I mean, it's just not worth it to let her die, especially when you don't need to. But I wasn't paying attention, so my fault. Now my teammate, he's just massing up a bit of a force right now. Like I was saying, he's going for Goliath, and I believe he just took out his rocks at his expansion, so he's gonna expand pretty quick here. And I'm just trying to do a little bit more damage with these Banelings. I'm trying to clear a path to our next checkpoint, where there's going to be 2 more Void Thrashers to spawn, and I want a clear path there for when we actually both move out and try to kill that.
Our allies are in combat. There's your objective, commanders.
So I'm also making sure to use my hotkeys. I've got all 3 of my hatcheries in my hotkey 1. It's just the favorite thing I like to do. And then I always put my original queen on the hotkey 3. And then for my expansion hatchery, not expansion hatchery, but the hatchery which I put closest to my main lair or hive or hatchery, whatever it is, that queen is going to be hotkey 4. And then the expansion hatchery, which is my third hatchery, I make that queen hotkey 5. And then that's just what I like to do, and I've gotten really used to it, and I play very comfortably with that setup. And then another thing I really like to do when I play as Zagara is I put my spawning pool, my Baneling nest, my evolution chambers, and even the whatever the air building is for air units for Zerg, I put that on a hotkey too. And then I can quickly click through my upgrades or my buildings to see what I need to upgrade. And I may not do that very much in this video, use my hotkeys to see those upgrades, but when I'm playing by myself and playing quick, I do. The reason being I don't always use those hotkeys to get my upgrades is I just want to cursor over those upgrades just so if you guys want you can pause and, you know, read what's on there for those upgrades. I occasionally do that. I'll slow down and hover my cursor over what I'm going to upgrade next. Like, for example, right there, as you can see, Corrosive Acid, I hovered my cursor over that just so you guys can see that. Pause the video if you want and read what that ability does. And I'm also clearing out a couple of those photon cannons there just because when you go for the bonus objective, if you don't kill it fast enough, it's going to fly over to that top, the very top of the map area, and that's where it's going to try and heal. So I'm just doing preliminary work. Alright, spawning another queen, and then I'm just throwing down a spore crawler just because I have an extra drone on that expansion supply line, and I just want to make better use of it rather than having it not getting any extra resources for me. And then in order to take out these units, I'm using some Banelings and some of my Hydralisks. And right here, when all those units just died, my teammate used his beam ability from that laser drill, but I wasn't paying attention, and I thought that they just disappeared when I was playing. I I was like, wow, did Zagara get an extra ability to take out those units? That was amazing. But yeah, like I said, I didn't realize my teammate used his laser drill ability that huge beam to take him out really quick. And as you can see, I just got the Shredding Claws ability, and I'm going to be getting Ground Carapace level 3 pretty quick here, and also Adrenal Overload, which increases the attack speed of Zerglings by 40%. And I'm getting all the abilities from the Baneling Nest for my Banelings as well, which are very important. You get movement speed for your Banelings, you can increase the attack of your Banelings by 100%, and then you can increase the splash damage by, I believe, 50%. It does 50% more splash damage to the surrounding enemies. So all of those abilities are huge while playing as Zagara. And if you were watching, I mean, of course you're watching if you're watching this video, those Banelings just completely melted through this whole force that was at this next checkpoint with all these Void Thrashers. And Tarrasque is doing a really great job. He's got all of those Goliaths just backing up my forces. So, yes, Zagara is really good for pushing that initial blow, but your teammates got to have those units to really back you up. And Tarrasque is doing a really good job because he's got all these Goliaths and he's got those Science Vessels. And those Science Vessels are really helpful, especially when you're playing a Swan, because they heal ground units. And they also have a special ability which can do a lot of damage to bio units. But in our case, we don't really have a whole lot of bio units we're going to be facing against because we're playing against Protoss. Anyway, Science Vessels are a huge help for his Goliaths and keeping his army alive. Unfortunately, I lost Zagara again because I kind of got trapped in the front lines of that attack, and I did not very smartly place my units. So it was kind of a bummer, and I just have to wait for Zagara to respawn again. As of right now, I'm just going to keep trying to spit larvae onto my hatcheries and make sure to spread some more creep with those creep tumors, and get the upgrades for my air units, because I'm going to try and kill this Archangel pretty quick here. Now, if you do this right and have enough Banelings, then, oh, those are called Scourge. There we go. Thank goodness. And those are Scourge Nests. There we go. Scourge Nests are where you can get your air upgrades. And then you have Flying Carapace and then Flying Missile attack upgrades. Well, I'm not using any Corruptors, so I don't have to worry about that. But back to what I was saying, if you have enough Banelings, you can take out that, or if you go straight for the Archangel, you can kill it right away with those Banelings. But I messed up that attack a little bit. So, in previous matches I've played, I've just gone straight for that Archangel, and you can kill it before it even lifts off with just Banelings. And then once you do that, you'll get a special comment from the person who's in that in the base that you're defending, or Sergeant Hammer's Fortress. The chick who you're talking to will say, "Wow, that wasn't much of a fight," or something like that. But I didn't have that luck this time, so the Archangel flew over to its other position, which I kind of cleared out previously, and then we just finished it off there. And this is actually kind of important. What we're going to, Tarrasque and I are going to do right now is, Tarrasque is going towards, well, he's actually following my Zagara hero unit, but what we're going to do is we're going to take out this enemy force before actually going for those last 4 Void Thrashers. And the reason for this is, yes, you can probably get by with letting that force start destroying your own base, but in the case that you actually need more units to take on these Void Thrashers, and everything doesn't work out smoothly, you're going to want to rebuild your forces. Well, if you let that enemy wave go to your base, you're probably going to end up losing. And that's just not going to do very good for you. So I've actually let the enemy force go into my base before and just go for the Void Thrashers, and I've had about 50-50 chances. When I have actually done it. Like I said, 50-50 chances. So I've actually had really good luck, and I didn't need to worry about it. Other times I've lost my whole force, and then all of a sudden there was a whole force destroying my base, and I couldn't rebuild anything. I lost the mission because of that. And it's just really silly to lose the void thrashing mission because of a silly mistake that you make at the end on not attacking an enemy's base. I mean, it only takes like an extra 15 seconds to kill that last wave, but like I said, we went back, attacked it, and there we got it. We got the last 4 Void Thrashers, and really quickly too. Tarrasque did a really good job at the end there. He used his laser beam ability. He dropped in those units of his from those attack machines, whatever they are. Someone will post it in the comments for me, I hope. And it ended up working out really well. We were a very good team in that matchup, and I'm really glad that he played with me. So if any of you guys want to play with me, once again, give me your battle tag and the number that goes along with your battle tag, and I'll make sure to add you, and we can create a subscriber video. So thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.